One second, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to see if we're gonna get another person here. He's messaging me back right now. I was gonna do it, and he messaged me at the last second. So. Okay. Yep. He's busy. All right. Here we are back with Week 10 predictions video. I'm Jason, the Bears user. If you're not familiar with me, um, we do these every single week. We generally have people on with us. If anybody's interested in joining a video or something like that, make sure you let me know. Or one of the other commissioners. That's Adrian. He's the Ravens user. Dean, he's the Packers user. Dwayne, he's the Cowboys user. CJ, he's the Seahawks user. Or Eli, he's the Buffalo Bills user. Also, get with any of those before mentioned commissioners if you believe somebody's cheating in a game. Make sure you have some sort of proof, because if you don't have proof and they say they didn't do it, we can't help you at all. Make sure you're familiar with the rules. Even myself have been caught being unfamiliar here in the past few weeks. Everyone needs to make sure they look over them. I would say at least once a season, just to make sure they understand everything properly. And if you have questions, make sure you message myself or Dean or one of the other commissioners as well. Make sure you're streaming all of your divisional games and your games of the week, which are posted in the group chat and the pinned message, and I'll also mention them in the video. If you're plugged into a McDonald's or you have bad Wi-Fi or something like that and you can't stream, ask your opponent. If your opponent can't stream or is not willing to stream, that's okay, and the game won't be streamed. We'll move forward from there. Not going to make anybody play a stream with bad internet going on. We should have our yearly awards going on, so we'll make sure we look at those. Players of the week, as well as we'll look at some statistical leaders possibly, and then we'll do our main predictions. So let's go ahead and get into that. We're going to start with our weekly awards. For the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, Colin Hill continues his tear. He had 27 carries, 232 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Gave the ball up on 1 fumble, but other than that, a really good day. I don't know his first name, maybe Makai or Malik Robinson or something like that. I'm suddenly remembering he used to play for the Raiders, but now playing for the Packers. Had 5 tackles, 2 picks, a touchdown. So good all-around day for him there. AFC Offensive Player of the Week and Defensive Player of the Week taken by the Bengals. Offensive Player of the Week, fifth-year receiver Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss had 9 catches, 223 yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns. He was everywhere, catching everything. And K. Mullings, outside linebacker for the Bengals, 9 tackles, 3 sacks, and a pick. Good game for him there. Let's look into these yearly awards now for the first time this year. MVP race led by running back Will Shipley for the Bengals. He's averaging something like 16 yards a carry. Jamie Newman right behind him, also a Bengal. Followed by Camden Andrews, first year over for the Jets. Kylan Hill, and then Tony Pollard, the running back for the Bears. Coach of the year, Jimmy's leading the way. His team's 8-0. I think they're the only undefeated team left. Yeah. So he's having a really good year, followed by Lil C. He's the Jets coach, and then Peso. He is the Giants coach. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, 3 Bengals right at the top, Shipley, Moore, and Newman, followed by Schwartz and Camden Andrews. Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mullings, outside linebacker for the Bengals, followed by Calebon Chasen and Adonis House. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Anthony Baskerville, I believe he's a cornerback for the Colts, leads the way, followed by Andrew Madison, the rookie QB for the Jaguars, and Duke Copper, player for the Baskerville's a wide receiver. I said corner, my bad. Copper, he is a player on the Bengals. On the Dolphins. Messing up my words today. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Isaac Triplett for the Browns, Arsenio Faulkner for the Steelers, and Tobias Ridley for the Texans. We'll go through these quickly as well, just looking. But you see some of them haven't really fully loaded yet. There's only 5 in this one. Josh Rosen for the Steelers. That doesn't make any sense because I'm sure that Jamie Newman's going to win this award. We'll hold We'll hold off on these because they're not fully uploaded yet, actually. For the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Kylan Hill for the Cardinals leads the way, followed by Tony Pollard for the Bears and Jalen Milroe, QB for the Lions. Interesting about this Pollard thing, being it's my team. He's probably not going to be this high at the end of the year when Cohen comes back, but it's tempting to try to see if ride it out with him and see if he can get a good award here. He's fifth in the MVP race as well, but Shipley running back for the Bengals. Looks like he's running away with that one. Defensive Player of the Year, Quavarius Crouch, middle linebacker for the Eagles. He's been outstanding since he was drafted by that team. Gets lots of picks, lots of forced fumbles. He does just about everything. Lorenzo Carter, outside linebacker for the Giants, and Keyshawn Abbott. Only a 75 overall player, but doing great things for the Cardinals over there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamichael Stork. I believe he was the first overall pick by the Redskins. He's got something like 97 speed. So he's doing really good things. Followed by Jalil Ramsey and Roosevelt Isaac. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Abbott leads the way, followed by the two rookies from the Bears, Xavier Eubanks and Corey Murray. So I didn't realize they were that close. I'm definitely going to have to try to get them more involved in the system. I'll probably start. Eubanks is a slot corner, so a slot safety, so I'm probably going to start him and see if I can get him up there, even though Abbott must be doing really well to be in this Defensive Player of the Year race. Let's look at some statistical leaders while we're here. NFL, Jacob Eason leads the way, 2,700 yards, only 110 completions, really good there. He's got 27 touchdowns. Jamie Newman, 37-9 is pretty fucking ridiculous. Bryce Young's only thrown 6 picks all year. Jordan Love has thrown 26 picks. Tua's got 20. Schedule's been real rough for the Broncos though. Let's look at the rushing leader. Shipley leads the way, 1,500 yards, followed by Kylan Hill with 1,300 and Tony Pollard with 1,100. Jatarvius Whitlow with 1,000 and QB, wow, for the Lions with over 1,000, Jalen Milroe. For rushing touchdowns, Shipley, Kylan Hill, Tony Pollard, and Whitlow all have 12 rushing touchdowns. 0 fumbles on the year for Shipley. That's pretty insane. 8 fumbles on the year by Trey Sanders. He's given the ball up a lot on the ground. Kylan Hill's also given up 5. Receiving, Anthony Schwartz, speedster for the Patriots, leads away with 1,200 yards. Got 18 touchdowns. That's pretty ridiculous numbers until you go look at Elijah Moore. He's got 1,000 with 24 touchdowns. So both these two teams are definitely spamming the ball with these players. Marquise Brown, Jamar Chase, Rondell Moore all having good years as well. Blocking, looks like we've got 3 starters in the league haven't given up a sack. Sean Ryan, Carson Hensman, and Tyrone Smith in his 15th year. Wow. Still doing great things. Worst offensive lineman in the league, Max Ray, 5th year out of Ohio State. Playing pretty terrible over there, left tackle. Defensive side of the ball, Jerome Baker and Brandon Smith, linebackers for 2 unusual teams currently because the Texans is on sabbatical right now doing things. Owen Pepo is next, a safety. Tackles for loss, Tremaine Edmonds has 14, leads the way for Buffalo. 19.5 sacks by Mullings, 16.5 by Caleb Von Chasen, and Marcus Davenport has 14. Interceptions, Crouch has 12 picks with 279 interception return yards. That's pretty fucking ridiculous. Keyshawn Abbott's got 9 with -8, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Lots of picks though. Juan Thornhill's got 8. James Williams has 7. And then a whole bunch of people with 6. Longest pick return of the year, Denzel Ward for the Bengals at 102-yarder. Pass deflections, a bunch of people with 10. Forced fumbles, Keanu Neal leads the league with 6. Derwin James and Owen Pepo each have 5. Let's look safeties here. Anybody have more than 1? Yeah, George Karlaftis has 2. And defensive touchdowns, Crouch and Darion Kendrick each have 3. Followed by a few players with 2. We'll look at the all-important kickers real quick. 1 second, let me get all the way over here. Anybody at 100%? Got a few people with 100%. Wow, really? Pats, Vikings, Eagles, all made at least 10, and I haven't missed any. Got a few more guys 100%. Haven't really taken that many though. All right, let's get into the predictions. Enough with the stats there. 2 games of the week this week are going to be, let me see if I can go find them. They were the Titans and the Browns and the Chiefs and the Cardinals. We'll start off with Jags versus Eagles. This is a CPU game, so whether Lewis wants to play the Eagles, or play the Jags, or whether he wants to just take his forced win, will be up to him. If you do want to play your CPUs, make sure you're talking to a commish about that and setting up a time. The game does need to be streamed, and make sure you set it up with them so that they can change it back after. Eagles are 6-2, Jags 1-7. First user game, we got the Panthers at 3-5 versus the 6-2 Packers. Packers pretty much dismantled the Falcons last week, 27-7. It was a late touchdown by Atlanta as well. Almost got his shutout. So I think that Dean has played just about as good as he can play right now. Carolina really struggles against the run. They play better against the pass, which is generally what Dean does. I'm picturing a big day for Bryce Love here. I'm going to take the Packers here pretty handily, I think. Next, we have the Bears and the Vikings. Bears are 4-4. Vikings are 3-5. He needs to win this game. I need to win this game. The NFC has a lot of good teams this year. A big battle in the middle there, so it's going to be really interesting. With Cohen and Marcus Mariota still out, it could be a little worrisome. Vikings do a really good job at stopping the run. He struggles a little bit more with the pass, so it's going to be a really close game, I feel like. It's in Minnesota. I'm going to take the Bears by a score of 7. Very close game. Hurt's going to give me a good game. He always does. Next, we got the Ravens and Texans. Texans, like I said, hasn't been playing his games. He's got a lot going on right now. So this should be a Ravens force win. Maybe they'll work out something to play the game. That would be good. Ravens are 4-4. Texans 2-6. Whether they play or not, I'll take Chap. He's got a really good team. Next, we got the Bills at 6-2 versus the 4-4 Colts. Colts staying alive out there in that playoff race. He needs to get a win here. He's got a really tough opponent. He plays good defense, so I think that Efla's not going to score all over him. But that offense is one of the more anemic in the league. So I think this will be a Buffalo win. It'll be by a few scores, but the score won't look as ugly. It'll be something like 24-7 or something along those lines. So I'll take Buffalo here. NFC East battle. Skins are 5-3. The Cowboys are 2-6. If Dwayne has any chance to make playoffs this year, he needs to start winning like now. It's going to be an interesting game for him here. These two play each other tough. They've beaten each other both numerous times. Skins are playing good football this year. Really good football. He injured 2 Eagles running backs last week, so protect Travis Etienne out there. I'm going to take the Skins to win this game here by about 7-10 on the road. Chargers are a CPU team currently versus the Dolphins. It's going to be a Dolphins force win, or he'll play the CPU. He is 4-4 on the year. Chargers 0-8. This is one of our games of the week. The Chiefs at the Chargers. Chiefs are 5-3, leading his division. Chargers are 6-2. He's second in his division, but firmly in the wild card race. I believe he's holding one of the 2 spots right now. Chiefs plays really good defense. Cardinals has one of the better run games in the league. So it's going to be a battle there. I think if the Cardinals have success on the ground, they'll win the game. I think if they struggle with that, then it's going to be a Chiefs win. He plays decent enough offense as well to get the job done. I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this game. I'm going to say he's home. He's got the momentum. He's having a really good season. I'm going to take the Cards by about 10 at home. Raiders Rams. Raiders also has a lot going on. He said that he may not be able to play his games. Whether he does or not, this is going to be a win for Jimmy. His offense is rolling on all cylinders. Defense is playing lights out. So he's going to continue to be undefeated. Saints versus Seahawks. Let's see here. Saints are 2-6. Seahawks also 2-6. It's probably more of a pride game at this point with how good the NFC seems to be this year. I hope it gets played. I'm going to take the Seahawks to win here. He's got a lot better weapons offensively. If he plays this game, this should be a win for Seattle. 49ers versus Giants. 49ers are 0-8. Giants are 7-1. Peso's going to take care of business here, I think, relatively handily. He doesn't turn the ball over all that much, and Silk struggles on offense. So I'll take the Giants here. This is honestly the good girl of the week. I didn't choose it for game of the week because it's already being streamed. But the Jets versus the Patriots. Both these teams are 7-1. I believe it's their first meeting on the year. I'm actually curious about that, so let me just go look real fast. Jets handled the Patriots 51-21 in their first meeting. So It's a little interesting. I know the QB run. I know the QB run kind of was what made the difference there, and he struggled against Bunny with that last week as well. So I think if he can slow down, if he can stop that, he's going to win the game. Um, I think his offense will have more success in this game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that 30-point blowout it was. Pats are at home. Jacob Eason's playing well. I'm going to take the Patriots to win this game. I'm going to take the Pats by 7 at home here. I think he's going to get it done and do what he has to do to win this division. Bengals at Bucks. A lot of good matchups in the past between Savon and this Bucks team. Different user, obviously, and different team for Savon. The Bengals are 7-1. Bucks are 5-3. Definitely in that wild card race. He needs to win here for sure. He might even. I think he might even be leading his division now that I think about it. I'm not sure what Noop's record is, but I think he might be leading his division. So he definitely needs to win to stay ahead of Noop. Panthers are only 2 games back as well. But just because you need something in this world doesn't mean that you're always going to get it. Savon's going to put up a lot of points, and I think he's going to win this game handily. And then we have the Titans at the Browns. These two know each other. They've played a lot of times, including in the playoffs. Titans are 5-3. Browns are 3-5. Browns definitely need a win here to keep themselves alive. Titans need to keep winning so they can try to get one of those higher seeds. I think that there's just so much offensively to like about the Titans, so much to like defensively as well. And the Browns kind of shipped out some of their best players like Denzel Ward, and you need guys like that when you're going to play against Jamar Chase. So I'm going to take Titans here big. Dalvin Cook is not going to be the answer for the Browns either. I don't know when Robinson comes back, but if it's not this week, it's not soon enough. That's going to be it for the predictions. I can't think of anything else I can go over at the moment. Actually, I can think of one more thing just for shits and giggles, because why not? Let's look at some team stats since we're at basically halfway through the year. Total offense, the Bengals are 1,300 yards more than anybody else, which is pretty fucking insane. Offensive yards, he's 1,000 more than anybody else. Savon is just putting up ridiculous numbers. He leads passing yards, he leads rushing yards. Lowest rushing yards in the league is the Chargers, then the Patriots, Niners. Most rushing yards in the league is the Bears, then the Bengals, then the Lions. Least passing yards in the league is the Bears, the Vikings, and Cardinals. Probably 3 most heavy run teams in the league. Most passing yards, Pats, Bengals, Bills. Points per game. Looks like the Bengals putting up 49 a game. Pats got 39. Rams putting up an even 35. Cowboys 11.6 points per game is not going to get it done. Chargers 15. 49ers and Chargers each 15. 3 passing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns for the Saints and Cowboys. 37 for the Bengals. Rushing touchdowns, 4 by the Chargers, 49ers, and Dolphins. 18 by the Lions, 17 by the Bears and Bengals. Defensive side of the ball, total defense, the Rams defense is insane. Giving up almost 500 yards less than anybody else in the league. Giants, Titans, Bills, all up there. Most yards being given up by the Broncos and the Lions and the 49ers. Passing yards allowed, Rams, Bucks, and Bears, all up there. Not giving up many good defenses there. Broncos giving up the most next to Steelers and Dolphins. Rushing yards allowed, only 480 allowed by the Rams, 490 by the Chiefs. And then the Giants, rushed most is the Niners, Lions, and Vikings. Points allowed, Rams only get 88 points all year, which is pretty insane. I believe they're 8-0, which would only mean like 11 points a game. The Niners giving up 314. It's a lot. QB sacks, Cowboys only have 12, 41 by the Pats, 40 by the Rams and Bengals each. Fumble recoveries, 0 by Saints, Jags, and Raiders. That's pretty bad. 8 by the Jets, 7 by the Niners and the Bears. Interceptions, only 4 by the Lions and Jags. 35 interceptions by the Eagles is pretty fucking insane. 26 by the Cards, 24 by the Pats. Conversion percentages. Looks like the worst third down team in the league is the Cowboys, only converting on 28%, just over 1 out of 4 times. Vikings looking at 1 out of every 3 times, 32%. Best team in the league is the Ravens right now. He's got a really good offensive team out there, followed by the Titans and the Giants. Also, Colts having a really good year at 50%. Anytime 50 and up is pretty relatively good. Fourth down conversions, Falcons, the only team in the league to not convert on fourth down yet this year. He's 0-3. The Eagles are 100%, as well as the Bucks, and the Bengals. Most fourth down conversions on the year. Seahawks, Browns, Steelers, and Dolphins all with 10. Red zone efficiency. Only two teams in the league have scored every single time they've got in the red zone. One least impressive than the other. The Saints have only been in the red zone 14 times. He scored all 14 times. Bengals have been in the red zone 31 times and has scored all 31 times, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. No tip picks, no Madden bullshit fumbles, nothing. So really good for them. Worst percentage in the league. The Bucks and the Packers have only scored about 2 out of every 3 times. It's not going to get it done. Red zone defensive trips. The least amount of trips allowed is by the Rams with 8. It's pretty insane, and people have only scored on 4 of them. Giants 11, Titans 12. Most red zone attempts given up by the Chargers and Broncos. Best red zone percentage: Rams, Titans, Chiefs, all under 60%. If you get in the red zone on the Bucks or the Cardinals, you're going to score apparently, because they're scoring every single time. Although neither team is allowing people to get to the red zone very often. 13 and 16 respectively. Penalties, only 2 penalties all year on the Falcons. It's really good. 38 penalties on the Steelers. That is a fuck ton for only being halfway through a season. 35 on the Texans, 31 on the Chiefs. We've already looked up at turnovers. Let's do the turnover differential. The Eagles at 15 positive, Cardinals at 13, Titans at 12. Worst in the league by the Jags, Seahawks, and Niners. Most giveaways on the year by the Eagles at 26. He's also got the most takeaways, I'm sure, with 41. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Texans, Titans, Saints, and Dolphins with the least giveaways. The least takeaways by the Jags, Raiders, Lions. I think that's going to be pretty much it. I rolled over all the team stats just to have something interesting to look at. Make sure that if you're ever bored, you need something interesting to look at, you can also go to the NFL records. And some people weren't aware about this, but there's also the coaching stats you can look at. It'll tell you if you don't have one of these coaches like Carroll, Payton, or Tomlin, it's not going to do anything for you. But if you've got people like, for instance, mine right there, Jason Stringer, he's 84 and 36, no ties, winning seasons. This is our 8th season. 7 for 7 to this point. And then I'll also tell you how many playoff wins, playoff losses. Wow, yeah, 3 and 6. That's not gonna get it done. As was your playoff win percentage, Super Bowl wins, so on and so forth, like that. Just really interesting stuff. 73 and 10, Jimmy, Jesus. All right, that's gonna be pretty much that predictions video, though. If you're interested in doing one, make sure you let me know. Everybody, get your games in and have a good day.